Welcome back to Flowing with Isha. My name is Isha, and in today's 30-minute practice, we are going to be focused on flowing through our feminine energy. There's going to be a mixture of some strength as well as some hip openers and activations and some slow, soft, fluid feminine movements. So if you're ready for that, roll out your mat and let's get started. So let's begin on our mat in an easy seated pose. Take a moment to roll the glutes out from under you so your sit bones feel rooted into the earth. Take a moment to roll the shoulders towards the ears behind you and back and down towards the body. Take a moment to nod your head yes, shake your head no, lengthen the spine, and gently close down the eyes. Begin to notice your breath. Begin to notice your energy. And begin to notice the happenings of your internal world. Today's flow is about grounding and embracing our feminine energy, our receiving energy, our sensual, creative energy. And so, as we begin our practice, I'd like to invite you to think, to feel, to sense what does it feel like when you are walking in your creativity and your sensuality? What does it feel like when you are embodying your full femininity? That's the question I would like us to answer during our practice today. Take one deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly with air, and exhale out of the mouth with a sigh. Let's do one more just like that. Inhaling deeply in through the nose, filling the belly with air, and exhaling with a sigh. And let's begin to wake up the body by taking a few gentle neck rolls. Inhaling, rotating the head to the back of the room. Exhale, rotating it to the front. Inhale and exhale. One more, just like that. And let's take it to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. The right hand begins to walk out to the side of the mat, and the left hand sweeps over the top of the head. Maybe you place the elbow on the mat as you stretch over the right side of your body, creating space in that side. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come up on the tips of the fingers, and exhale, rest that elbow and bend a little deeper. Inhale, press up on top onto the tops of the fingers, and exhale, bend even deeper. Inhale, both hands come up. Exhale, the left hand comes, it finds the mat, the elbow places on the mat as well. And that left side, that right side become and begin to stretch through that right side. Inhale, press up on the tops of the fingers. Exhale, lower the elbow back down to the mat. Inhale, press up on the tops of the fingers. Exhale, lower the elbow down to the mat. Inhale, both hands come up. The left hand finds the right knee as we take a nice twist. Inhale, let's lengthen the spine, project the chest forward, and twist a little deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands come up. The right hand finds the left knee. Uh-oh. Inhale, both hands come up to the sky. Exhale, the right knee. Exhale, the right hand finds the left knee as you take a twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine, project the heart just a little bit. Exhale, twist even deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands come up to the sky. Take them back behind you as you project the heart forward. Exhale, bring the hands around the body and to the front of the body. Inhale, project the chest forward, project the heart forward. Smile. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the body and round out the spine. One more time. Inhale, project the chest. Open the arms. Exhale, round out the spine. Bring the hands forward. Beautiful. From here, hands come on the lap. And let's take a few hip circles here, spinal circles here. But when we inhale, we bring our hearts to the front of the room. And we exhale, we send our hearts to the back. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the back. Inhale to the front and exhale to the back. Let's switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Gorgeous. How are you feeling so far? Let's take it into our tabletop and take a few organic movements here, a few cat cows. So in this moment, I want you to do whatever feels good to you. So that can be some wide hip circles, rotating your body. You're rotating your hips around, sending your glutes to your heels and coming back again. Or maybe you can do some spinal waves. Whatever you choose to do, allow it to be fluid and organic. Listen to what your body is needing in this moment. Maybe you do a combination of all things. You do some hip circles and you do some spinal waves. Me, I like to put my elbows on the mat sometimes and roll up, kind of like a cat or a cheetah. And sometimes, if I'm feeling really sexy, I like to look back at it and see what's happening back there. Beautiful. A few more moments just like this, doing whatever feels good to you. And from here, on your next exhale, I want you to sink the glutes down towards the heels and take a child's pose and breathe here before we take our first vinyasa. Beautiful. On your next inhale, I want you to tuck the toes, coming up into all fours. And on your exhale, I want you to send the glutes up and back, coming into the first downward dog of the practice. So be gentle, take your time, and begin to walk out your, pedal out the feet here. Mm-hmm. And maybe each time you pedal out the feet, maybe you bend your knees even a little bit more. When I'm in downward dog, I love to take this opportunity to sway my hips from side to side, even take a few circles with my knees and my hips. And sometimes I even like to shake. Yes. So finding what feels good, finding your individual medicine in this moment. And when you're ready, take your next inhale and walk your feet up into a forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, we halfway lift. Our hands come to our shins and we project the heart forward. Exhale, we melt. Inhale, let's take a big bend in the knees. Swoop the energy around us. Allow the hands to meet at the top. And we exhale the hands to heart center. Take a breath here. Beautiful. Now, before we take our first vinyasa flow, I want to do some hip activations from here. So take a wide-legged stance, more than hips distance apart. And from here, we're going to begin to do some hip circles, right? Moving our hips towards the front of the room, sending them to the right side of the body, then back, and then sending them to the left. Inhale, bring the hips to the front. Exhale, bring them around the body. Inhale, bring the hips to the front, then the right. Exhale, take it back into the left. Inhale to the front, to the right. Exhale, back and to the front. Let's switch directions. Ready? Inhale. Let's take it to the left. Take it to the back. Take it to the side and take it to the front. Inhale once more to the right, to the left, to the back, to the right, and to the front. One more. Inhale, left, back. Exhale, right and front. Beautiful. From here, let's take that same fluid movement and let's take it side to side, shall we? So inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale right, exhale left. Let's put our hands into it, shall we? Inhale to the left, inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Good. Now inhale, both hands come up to the sky for a nice star pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We bend and we take our goddess squat here. Ooh. Maybe shift the weight side to side. Gorgeous. Inhale, both hands come up. We straighten our legs, coming back into our star. Exhale, let's bend towards the right. Inhale, let's come back into our star. Exhale, let's bend towards the left. Inhale, we come back into our star. Exhale, we sink our hips down into the earth. Hands come to heart center. Take a breath here. Namaste. Beautiful. From here, let's come back into our star. Come back into a mountain pose. And maybe hands come to heart center. Samastiti. Take a breath. Beautiful. Let's take our first vinyasa flow. We come to the top of our mats. Inhale, bend the knees, swoop the hands around the body. Allow the hands to meet at the top. Exhale, swan dive the hands. Place them onto the mat and step back for your first plank. Remember, let's check our alignment. Our wrists are stacked under the shoulders. Our heels are stacked over our toes. Yeah? Our backs, we're not collapsed. We're strong. Femininity is not just about softness and receptivity. It's also about strength and power too. So think about pushing the floor energetically away from you as you strengthen through your core and through your arms. We're not collapsed. Our ribs, our core is our core is zipped in and engaged. Ready? From here, let's lower the knees onto the floor. Then let's lower the chest onto the floor. Then we take our chin to the floor. We inhale, press up for cobra. Exhale, melt the forehead down to the earth. You know what's next. Open the hands wide for your wide arm cobra. Inhale. Exhale, send the left side down to the earth. Inhale, breathe up into your wide arm cobra. Exhale, send the right side down to the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, melt the forehead down to the earth. Bring the hands back close to the body and press up into all fours and then into downward facing dog. Beautiful. This time we inhale the right leg to the sky. Step it through and then place the shin onto the mat, coming in to your pigeon pose. Slide that left hip back and slide your right hip. No, slide the left hip forward and slide the right hip back, coming into pigeon. Maybe take a moment to rest on your arms, or you can keep this an activated pigeon by staying up on the tops of the fingertips. Beautiful. Take a breath here. Awesome. Now we place both hands back onto our mat and we press up, coming into a one leg plank, right? Let's send that leg back up towards the sky, coming into a downward dog. This time we step it through the middle of the hands, drop the knee, and we come into Anjali Asana. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, back into straight arms. Exhale, plant the hands onto the floor, tuck the toes, squeeze the inner thighs together just a little bit so you can create some strength. As you inhale, you raise up into your warrior one. Exhale, we pivot the exhale, we pivot that knee onto the mat. Exhale, we pivot the heel onto the mat and spread the arms out wide. Inhale, we come into our reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Let's plant both hands onto the mat. Send that right foot back and let's take a chaturanga. Remember, our plank is strong. We gently shift the weight forward onto our tippy toes, hug our elbows into our body, and gently, controlled with strength, softness, and power, we lower our bodies down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Inhale, peel your heart off of the mat. Exhale, exhale, melt the heart down to the ground. Inhale, press up into all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take that again on the left side, shall we? We inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, we bring it through knee to chest. We place our shin onto the mat. We slide the left hip back just a bit and slide the right hip forward. Beautiful. You can keep this in activated pigeon, coming up onto the tips of the fingers, breathing in deeply, projecting the chest, or if it feels comfortable to you, you can rest your elbows onto the mat and then rest your forehead in your arms. Breathe deeply here. Beautiful. Let's place both hands on the mat. Strong. Press up into your one-legged plank. Send that left leg back into the sky, three-legged dog. This time we step the foot in through the frame of the hands. Drop that right knee onto the mat. Inhale, coming up to your Anjay Asana. Exhale, cactus the hands out. Inhale, Anjay Asana. Let's place the hands back onto the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs just gently. And we inhale, coming up for our warrior one. Oh, strong. Just strong and beautiful. Exhale, we pivot that heel onto the mat. Swim the hands out to the side. Inhale, let's take our reverse warrior. Oh, yeah. Exhale, the knee. Exhale, the elbow meets the thigh for extended side angle. Gorgeous. Let's cartwheel the hands down onto the mat. Send that left foot back, and let's take our chaturanga once more. Ready? Strong, aligned. Shoulders under the wrists under the shoulders, heels over the toes. Shift that weight forward onto your onto your tippy toes. Hug the elbows into the body as you slowly and powerfully lower the body onto the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Peel your heart for your cobra. Exhale. Melt the heart forward. Hands come out wide outside of the mat. You press into your wide arm cobra. Exhale. This time, let's send the right side down to the earth. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, let's send the left side down to the earth. Gorgeous. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, let's melt our third eye onto the earth. Bring the hands closer to the body. Inhale, press up into your cobra. Then snake your glutes down to your heels for your child's pose. And take a big, deep breath here. Beautiful. Let's tuck the toes, come up into all fours, and then send the glutes up and back into your downward dog. Walk your dog out here, and maybe this time add a little bit more movement as you walk out your dog. Sway your hips from side to side. Maybe you give your booty a little shake, shake, shake. And then when you're ready, yogi's choice. You can walk, step, hop, or float to the top of the mat. Knees still bent here. Inhale, let's scoop up that beautiful energy we just cultivated, gather it all in the palms of your hands, and exhale, bring it into the heart. Beautiful. Take a breath here. Namaste. How you feeling? How you feeling? Okay, it looks like we have time to do a couple more vinyasas. So let's come back to the top of our mat and let's do that once more. Ready? Inhale, bend the knees. Arms come around the body. Allow them to meet at the top. Exhale, swan dive the hands down. Place the hands onto the mat, and you can either step or hop back for your plank. Beautiful. Make sure you keep a nice strong plank here, right? This time, let's send it all the way back into our downward dog. We inhale the right leg to the sky, bend the knee. Exhale, open the hip, and see if you can maybe peek at your toes through your armpit there, really opening the hip. From here, let's take a few hip circles, drawing the knees towards the other knees. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. Gorgeous. Let's switch directions. Take it the other way. Woo. All right. From here, let's step that foot in between the frame of the hands. And immediately we inhale, coming up into our warrior one. Exhale, take it to warrior two. Inhale, we reach forward. And exhale, we go into our reverse warrior. Wow. Inhale, coming up into a neutral position, and exhale, sending that right hand over the left hand over the body, coming into extended side angle. Gorgeous. Cartwheel the hands down to the earth. Send that right foot back. And then let's take our chaturanga. We roll, we shift the weight forward onto our toes. Keep the elbows close to the body. Lower the body down to the earth. Inhale, untuck the toes, and peel your heart up off of the mat. Exhale, the forehead down to the earth. Gorgeous. Hands come out wide. We inhale for our wide arm cobra, and we exhale the right shoulder down to the earth. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, the left side down to the earth. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, the third eye down to the earth. Bring the hands back to the body. And this time, let's press up into our plank and then send our glutes down and back for our downward dog. Take a moment to walk out the dog here. Maybe add some hip circles as you move. And this time, we inhale the left leg to the sky. And let's open the knee, drop the knee, open the hip, and take a few hip circles here. Gorgeous. All right, let's take it to the other side. This time we step the foot in between the hands, and this time we inhale, coming directly into our warrior one. Directly into our warrior one, we exhale, warrior two. Inhale, shift the weight forward as you exhale your reverse warrior. Wow. Inhale, coming up into neutral. Exhale, extended side angle. Sweep that arm over the head. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Let's cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Send that foot back into your plank. And let's take another chaturanga. Ready? Making sure we're strong. We're aligned. We shift the weight forward onto our tippy toes, keeping the elbows hugged. We lower our hearts gracefully, humbly, beautifully. Gorgeous. Untuck the toes. Inhale and press the hearts towards the front of the room. Gorgeous. Exhale, melt it down to the ground. Beautiful. Hands come out wide. You know what to do. Wide arm cobra. Inhale, press up. Exhale, let's send the right side down to the earth. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, we send the left side down to the earth. Inhale, wide arm cobra. Exhale, let's melt the forehead down to the earth. Bring the hands close to the body. Press up into your all fours. Send the glutes down towards the heel for your child's pose. Take a breath here. Beautiful. Coming back into all fours, let's send our booty up to the sky and down and back for our downward facing dog. Take a moment to walk out the dog, finding the movement that feels good to you and your dog this morning. And when you're ready, your choice, you can step, walk, hop, or float to the top of the mat, keeping the knees bent. Inhale, raising the energy around us. Exhaling the heart, the hands, the heart center. Inhaling deeply here and exhale, let it out. Beautiful. How you feeling? All right, guys, that's about 30 minutes. I know, can you believe it? We're going to start to do some longer ones as I continue to upload more videos. But before we close out the practice, we have to do the most important part of the practice, and that's Shavasana. Ready? So let's find a seated position on. Let's go ahead and ground onto our mats, coming into rolling onto our backs. Ready? And before we close with our Shavasana, let's take a supine butterfly. Ready? So the soles of our feet come to touch and we bring them towards the body wherever it feels comfortable for you. If you're feeling a little bit more activation in your hips this morning, then you want to shift your feet closer to your body. But if you need a little bit more space, then you push your feet away from you. However short or long or wide your butterfly is this morning, it is perfectly beautiful all the same. And just allow your knees to melt open. Breathe in deeply into the space that you've created this morning. Beautiful. Breathe in deeply here. This time, I want you to extend your left leg out long. I want you to hug your right knee into your chest. And then I want you to send that right knee across the body as your gaze comes out to the right side of the body. So the right knee is going over the left and the gaze is coming out of the right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hug that knee back into the chest, extend it out long, and let's switch to the other leg. So this time our left knee comes over the right side of the body and our gaze comes to the left. Ooh. Beautiful. Let's hug both knees into the chest and take a moment to do a few rocks back and forth, side to side, giving your back a gentle massage. And when you're ready, extend your legs out long for Shavasana. Allow your entire body to melt into your mat. Breathing in deeply here. I want you to take 2 more deep breaths in through the nose, filling the belly with air. And exhale them out of the mouth. One more, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. And on your next inhale, I want you to bring your knees into your chest. And this time, exhale them to your favorite side, coming into a fetal position, the place that we all began. And take a moment to breathe here. Ground yourself, root yourself. And on your next inhale, I want you to gently push yourself up, coming into a seated position. And before we close out our practice, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. The last breath is going to end in an om. You ready? So inhale, the hands sweep around the body. Allow the palms to touch at the top. And exhale the hands to heart center. That is not one of our 3 breaths. Ready? Let's do our first one. Inhale. And exhale out of the mouth. Sigh. That's right. Let's do 2 more, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to sing. I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful, and abundant day. Thank you so much for taking the time to join this practice, and I'll see you in the next one. Namaste. If you liked this YouTube video, if you like this yoga video and you would like to see more just like this, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to all your fellow yogis. I'm so excited to be creating yoga flows and videos for you all. So let me know if you like this, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Cut.